So welcome to the first in the series of Livy Drake Investigates on coffee cups. And this is really going to be useful if you're a business owner who sells coffee, or you work at a large institution where you've got coffee brands and coffee dispensing places in your facility, or if you're an event organizer. So I'm Livy Drake of the Sustainable Sidekicks, and I've done lots of work in sustainable event management, and that's a core part of that has been materials and where they end up and how the waste management should be organised. So we're going to look at today at the bog standard coffee cup and the compostable option. So the bog standard option is made from a virgin paper, virgin wood pulp. And according to Costa, they get theirs from sustainable forests in Sweden. Although interestingly, they don't have any FSC or PEFC certification, which supports that, which you normally have on other paper materials. And then inside, there's a plastic liner, polyethylene, and this is what stops the drink coming out. So if you're running a coffee shop or an event in the main, people will walk away with your coffee cup, and if they're in a town centre, they probably put it in the general waste bin, and that means that it's either going to end up going to landfill, which isn't ideal because this paper is a natural material, and if it does manage to break down in landfill, then it will give off methane, which is a greenhouse gas which is 20 to 25 times more dangerous than carbon dioxide, so that's not ideal. If it goes to waste to energy, which is probably quite likely, then it will just be burnt. If someone takes it back to the office or home and they think, oh, well, it's paper, God, I'll put it in the paper recycling, then more than likely this will just get filtered out of that stream, and again it will find its way in waste to energy or landfill. However, to try and tackle this, Costa have launched their own scheme. So what they are offering now is a take back service. So if you take your coffee cup back to Costa, they will then get it collected by a couple of coffee paper mills. And those paper mills will recycle the paper in a single stream, so it's just coffee cups, and then the lining can come out and be separated, and this can be recycled, the plastic lining can be recycled, and this won't get made back into coffee cups, but they will get made into cardboard boxes or bags and things. Also, if you run your own events, or even if you're a big business, a large institution, you can organise for your own coffee cup collection service. So there's 4 or 5 of these in the country, and they will do the same thing. They collect them and they recycle them as a single waste stream, so they can separate them out appropriately and then recycle the materials. The other thing that comes with one of these coffee cups is a lid. And these lids say number 6 plastic, so that means that they are styrofoam or polystyrene, and that means that they are very difficult to recycle. Generally they don't get recycled in this country because anything from 1 to 5 plastics is recycled, but anything after that isn't. So these will most likely end up as landfill or as waste to energy. On the other hand, you've got these compostable cups. So these say things like 100% compostable, can you see that there? Or this one says commercially compostable where accepted. What does that mean? So these cups are also made from paper and by the looks of it, virgin paper, and then they've got a lining which is called PLA plastic. So this is plastic made from plants, and PLA plastic is probably made from cornstarch, or it would be made from sugar cane as a byproduct from the sugar industry. And this lining is what makes it compostable. And what this means is not that, unlike you might think, that, oh, you can just chuck it in your compost bin at home, or your customer could do that, or they could put it in their food caddy. No, it needs to be commercially composted. So this means it needs to make its way back to an in-vessel composter, which has a warm environment where there's heat, which will break it down and allow about 12 weeks for that process to happen. So this coffee cup, if you're running an event, you would need to organise for your own composting process. So you talk to the in-vessel composter directly and let them know that there's only these cups in your waste stream, there's none of this plastic nonsense, and then that means that they can then process them. If you're an individual business and your customers taking these away, if they put them in their food waste caddy, most likely it will be going to an AD plant, which is an anaerobic digester. And anaerobic digesters don't work in the same way. So they don't have the heat and they don't have the time that is required to process these. And they don't want them, because actually what they want is lots of food and things that are rich in microbes that break down really quickly, and that process then won't accept these. So what they will do is they will pull them out before they start processing, and that means that they would end up going to waste to energy. They also come with one of these lids as well, and that is also PLA, which says completely compostable, but that means completely being compostable if it can get to an in-vessel composter. Now, these cups, they could go back into this scheme here, but the the cup processing firms aren't keen on these because of this PLA lining. The PLA doesn't, it produces a sticky liquid or sticky matter, which isn't something that then can be recycled, so they don't really want it in the process. The thing is, probably they're quite a small percentage when they go to be processed with these, so it's not such a big deal. But if you talked to a coffee cup processing company, you need to let them know that you're using compostables, and they would say, well, they probably need to go to a composting facility. So to recap, if you're wondering what type of cup to choose or what the implications of it are, if you're a coffee shop and these are being taken away by your customers, the most likely place that these are going to end up is in landfill or waste to energy. If you're needing to organise a service to process them properly, then you need to organise for a cup collection, which is specific for cups because they don't go in your card or paper recycling. And if you've got the compostable ones, you need to be talking to an in-vessel composting facility to take them and guarantee that you've got no other plastics in with them. So next up, we're going to be talking about reusables and how they work, what the methods are for engaging people in those schemes, and how they can work if you are a small coffee branch, or if you're a bigger event, and how you can incentivize people. So see you next time.